Oba of Benin Palace press briefing. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, you are welcome. We greet you all on behalf of His Royal Majesty Omonobane Doku Akolokolo, AY the Second Oba of Benin, and thank you for honoring our invitation. This is a clarification press briefing regarding the matter of former Omada called Roland Omo Eko Ogbebo, who was discharged in November 2018. As a background, the Benin Traditional Council earlier announced the suspension of Roland from the palace. However, it seems that the palace announcement has not gone far and wide enough to the nooks and corners of the kingdom. It seems as if many communities are not aware of the announcement of the suspension of Roland. Hence, it became imperative to convene this press briefing. Therefore, the Benin Traditional Council would like to state emphatically that there had been several verbal and written reports bordering on land grabbing and other fraudulent activities, including extortion by Roland. Benin Traditional Council has reports that Roland allegedly gave express directives for Enogie, Ohe, and Okao to be installed, giving a false impression that they were directives from the Oba. The general public is informed that the permission for Enogie, Odionwe, Ohe, and Okao to be installed is given directly by the Oba of Benin, with the chiefs, palace functionaries, and members of the relevant community present in a small ceremony in the palace of the Oba of Benin. The Ohe and Okao involved must present themselves in the palace if they are innocent and pray to be exonerated. Furthermore, Roland paraded himself as deputizing for palace authority to the extent of being addressed in an abominable manner as the second in command to His Royal Majesty. This is sacrilege and an abomination, punishable by customary laws of our tradition. This manner of address is tantamount to equating himself to the God King of Yentaba, of Yezowoba, Agwoba Takme, of Yerioba. For the benefit of those that do not understand, it is stated below. Of Yentaba means a subject does not imitate the king. Of Yezowoba, a subject does not toe the footsteps of the king. Agwoba Takme, no one engages in rivalry with the king. Of Yerioba, a subject cannot be crowned an Oba. He has also behaved in treacherous ways to the throne, that is akin to being a traitor. He has been able to do this by disguising himself as a wolf in a sheep clothing and confidence trickster. He was of the opinion that his services to the throne were indispensable. He started behaving like what the Benin called, quote, Okuha Nemoba, who thought that the system cannot function without him. Few years ago, before the coronation of His Royal Majesty Oba AY II in 2016, there was a similar case of Okuha Nemoba, whereby an Ihogbe chief thought that he was indispensable. He was known to be presiding over community disputes in his house, also giving the impression that he had the approval of the throne at that time. He was known to have shown disrespect to the then Edake. He was known to have shown disrespect to the chiefs, believing he was very close to His Royal Majesty Omonere Denwa of blessed memory. He attempted to extend his disrespect to the then Edake of Uselu, now the present Oba of Benin. Shortly before the coronation of the present Oba of Benin in 2016, this same chief abstained from traditional Ihogbe duties, claiming that the coronation may not be able to take place without his active participation. The Iyase cautioned him at that time that the Daken he was dealing with was quite vast in Benin tradition and customs, and strongly advised him to quickly retrace his anti-palace ways. The Ihogbe chief apparently did not heed the Iyase's advice. The rest is history. Still on the matter of unacceptable behavioral pattern in the palace, such as the case of Roland, which is currently being handled, there was a chief in the past, before the coronation of Oba Iwai II, who arrogated to himself the position of second in command to the Oba. In another case, a chief even paraded himself outside the kingdom as the Oba of Benin. This abominable nonsense must stop henceforth. In any case, the ongoing overhauling of the palace administrative system should put an end to all this. In view of this litany of abominable acts, Roland Omo Iko Ogbebo is hereby banned from palace traditional and spiritual activities. For the avoidance of doubt, the ban is extended to his participation at all Oba Palace traditional establishments and functions, including spiritual groups, activities, festivals, shrines, and Ogwedion in Benin Kingdom. Finally, any person or village or community that has issue with Roland, especially on land grabbing, extortion, intimidation, impersonation, and fraud, is strongly advised to send his written complaints to the Secretary Benin Traditional Council or the police or the Department of State Services and Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, copying Benin Traditional Council. Oba Atokwe, signed Chief Ejonwe Olia of Benin, Chief Norese Ozigbo Ese, Osuma of Benin, Chief Stanley O. Obaonyi Ese of Benin, Chief Ego Owiye of Yasoge, Eribo of Benin, Chief E.O. Edon Adagbon Obanzoye of Benin, Chief Osemota Obaonyi Igwezibon of Benin, Frank Irabo, Secretary, Benin Traditional Council, on behalf of His Royal Majesty, the Oba of Benin.